Peterson. I'm a master's student here at Adams State in Cultural Resource Management. This is actually a poster that I did for Student Scholar Days back when I was an undergrad. It's all about Boggsville Historic Site. It's a locally owned historic site down in my corner of the state, about 2 miles south of my hometown in Los Animas. So a little bit about Boggsville. It was built in 1866, and for most of its history, the importance was really focused on the Anglo men. John Prowers and Thomas Boggs are of course, the original inhabitants, and ultimately brought the Hereford cattle and the sheep into southeastern Colorado. So the site, it is locally owned. It honestly draws a little less than 1,000 people a year compared to Ben's Fort and Sand Creek, which are nearby, which each draw 25,000 respectively. So this project was really about how we can engage Boggsville in its community and ultimately give it a better way to bring tourism to the area as well. So this is how we were going to benefit, or the community as well. So with the public engagement methods that I will explain in just a minute here, the project benefits are wider dissemination of overlooked stories of women and minorities. Fun fact, the land owned at Boggsville was actually owned by the women. Go us. And so the next one is proper historical representation for our local population. Well over 60% of my county, Benton County, is actually of Hispano descent. So we really want to focus on, the ancestry other than Anglo, which had been really the prime history of Boggsville up until this time. Economic benefit of increased tourism. So really in southeastern Colorado, tourism is really non-existent. So with these methods for public engagement, we are really hoping to get more people to southeast Colorado because there are people here and we have a great history to share. Geographic area institution collaboration, that kind of explains itself. And igniting passion for local history in elementary age students. Of course, being a military child, I was raised in a very history-oriented family, and not many people get that. And so I just want to tell the students of this area there is history, and it's your history. So moving on to methods implemented for public engagement. So these are actually things that we have done in order to get more public engagement and outreach to let people know that Boggsville is out there. So first we hold our tribal consultations with the Northern and Southern Cheyenne tribes. John Prowers' wife, Amayasta, or you may know her as Amachi, she was actually of Cheyenne descent, and so we held a tribal consultation with these tribes in order to get their input on what Boggsville really is, and we actually collaborated with them in making signs as well. Ensuring underrepresented stories are told in the Boggs Buddies Children Activity Booklet. As the previous youth program coordinator, I actually created a kind of like a junior ranger program for Boggsville. And so these underrepresented stories, such as Hispano, women, and Native American, are wholly represented in this Boggs Buddies booklet. Implementing new interpretive trail signs that focus on the site's multiculturalism. In the summer of 2018, after a 3-year project, we actually implemented new interpretive signs that really focus on the minority and underrepresented communities of Boggsville. Designing Instagram and Twitter accounts to reach a broader, younger audience. Actually, right here, we do have our little QR codes there. I will attach those for you guys if you want to see them in the end. And meeting with the National Park Service and History Colorado to emphasize and promote the interconnectivity of Southeast Colorado historic sites. My goal as a historic preservationist and of the sort is really to create a national heritage area for Southeast Colorado. This has failed before, but I'm hoping with this new information that's coming up, it'll really bring more history to light and hopefully put this heritage area to work. So, although empirical data is not yet available for visitor counts, we are still in the process of working with all of these and hoping to see some new results. We actually did just get a grant a couple years ago from the State Historic Fund for History Colorado. This was to elevate Boggsville's status on the National Register of Historic Places. We are on a state and local significance, but not a national, because of the new light shed on women and underrepresented people. We believe that this will be able to put Boggsville on a national significance. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed.